Welcome back to another edition of Inward Bound for Mindful Living with the omnipresent Mr. Deepa Suryaarachchi. Mr. Suryaarachchi, if I am to sort of track back to our previous session, during the last episode I actually said that I had done personally, and you showed me a way of how to actually integrate it into something that I'm good at, something that I usually do, which is running. So as amateur as it might be, as novice as I am, I actually tried to integrate it, and while I couldn't do it during sort of my normal run, during my walk, what I actually do after the run, I tried to actually sort of slow things down, calm my mind and try to be mindful and aware of every single element that I did, which is from walking, how my knee reacts, how I step foot on the floor, how I move, how I breathe, all of that. Maybe I did it wrong because I realized that while I was aware, and it was like a brilliant sensation, I managed to sort of bring my mind to one place. Being aware of that sort of meant that I was unaware of everything else. Am I doing something wrong here, or how exactly?
You're doing it perfectly right.
Okay.
Now, I think that brings to a very important point. Now, the whole idea is to become aware of what happens here and now. Now, for that you need to learn to bring the mind to the present moment, right? The mind has this habit of wandering all over the place. Now, by getting engaged with what you are doing, in this sense, walking. So what you are doing is you are in fact developing this skill, right? Now, to develop any skill, how do you do it? You either break it down to components and practice little bits, or slow down the process, whether it is swimming, whether it is cycling, whether it is singing, any skill, you name it, right? So what we are doing is we slow down things and then try to observe them, right? Like what you did when you were walking. So that is to develop this ability to become aware, right? And you have done it very well. That's why you have felt that you were fully aware of the walking, right? Now, once you keep doing this for some time, you will realize you will walk at a different level of awareness than the normal. The normal level of walking also needs some sense of awareness, that is to see whether there is a pitfall or whether there is a vehicle coming and that kind of thing is generally. But we are doing that with some thinking going on in our mind. Either you are thinking about something, or always you are thinking about something that happened or something is going to happen. But generally aware of what is in the area surrounding. If you don't have that, then there's a problem, right? Which car did hit me, why am I in hospital, So, but mindfulness is beyond that, right? It's the ability to become aware of things, and then you will learn, which we'll discuss in a few minutes, is this ability to observe things without interfering, right? Now, if you remember what I suggested that last time when I was doing a little bit of formal practice introduction, I got you to sit down in a place and then relax and then observe your whole body, and then I wanted you to allow your body to relax and then start to notice that you are breathing, right? And then to see how your breath comes in and goes out. Now, this is one of the very strong practices to develop this mindfulness, right? Walking is another very powerful one, because walking you will realize that I am not paying my attention to walking much earlier than when you are watching your breath. Because when you are not watching your breath also, you might not realize for a long time. But walking is very quick, right? And then we were talking how you can slow down your brushing, washing, cooking, anything. Now, I'm not saying all the time you slow down everything. No, that's not what we are meaning. Whenever you find, okay, this is a good moment to practice my mindfulness, develop my skill, right? Do it. So then more practice you have, right? Then what happens is you will be able to make it your entire being, constantly being aware. Being aware means whenever the mind is not in what you are doing, you realize, aha, I'm not there. Let me come here. Right? So when you know how to come here, that's where everything happens to Shavin. Yeah. Not in the past, not in the future.
But in the present.
In the present. So this present moment is a very, it passing very quick. Right? Before you say present, the present is gone. Right? So you need a very high speed to capture the present moment. Yeah. Right? So what you did, like what I would suggest is, now in your case you have found this walking, right? Maybe first day you do for 5 minutes, like that for 1 week, right? Similarly for even sitting and observing your breath, don't try to do long time for first time. Yeah. First week for 5 minutes, second week for maybe 10 minutes, third week 15 minutes, another week increase by another 5 minutes, like that till you sit quietly watching your breath for half an hour, right? And if you think you have the luxury of time, then maybe once a week you can find a day that you can sit for about 45 minutes.
What I understood, however, is from the little that I tried, though, that it is actually quite effective. I mean, I usually do this run and the walk pretty much every day, and it's usually the same route except for on weekends. Yes. So when I tried this walking, and it wasn't for more than maybe 2-3 minutes even. Yes. What I understood from it, and what was most fascinating was, I didn't realize the distance that I had covered, because I was focusing, or rather I was paying attention and being mindful to one particular thing, that when I sort of came out of it, I was thinking, did I really do that distance? Because at that moment, I was not thinking about the distance or anything else except for the process that I was involved in. So what you're really saying is that, that's all right when you're starting, but then
so once you keep doing that, right, you develop this ability to become aware very quickly. Right? Don't be disappointed that you did that. It actually, many would say, Deepal, I expected not this. I said, Deepal, I tried to walk, but halfway through I lost my awareness on walking. Right? So it means you did it very well. Right? Keep doing it. That's the kind of practice you need. And then you proved that it helps you to get focused on what you're doing. When you are focused on what you are doing, right, if it needed to be, most of the things that we do, we need focus. And when you do it with focus, you don't feel tired. You're fully engaged. You enjoy what you're doing.
I think you've given me a bit of personal guidance. I think in the next segment we better help a few other people as well. So we're going to take a very quick break.